We're going to make a table setting. To start, make sure you're in the Modeling menu and then go to Polygons. Click on Polygon Cube, and if it just appears in the window, that means you're not in interactive creation mode. You can get there by going to Create, Polygon Primitives, and selecting Interactive Creation, making sure it's checked. Maya defaults to working in centimeters. So when you're making your objects and looking at the scale, consider that. For this project it won't be as important, but when we start running simulations, that will be something you want to pay attention to. Now we're going to make a cup, and if you want the more standard cappuccino style, go ahead and use a sphere. If you want a mug, you'll actually be using a polygon cylinder. A lot of students use polygon pipe, but then you need to put the bottom on it as well. So I'm going to hit 4 on my keyboard so that I can see the wireframe. This will allow me to make sure that everything's about the scale that I want it to be. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to draw both, but you only need one. You can either use the space bar, just hit it quickly to navigate to the different views, or you can keep rotating your perspective if you feel comfortable in that menu. A lot of first-time students tend to have issues with that, so please be aware of your workflow. If I want to change something, I can either go to Attribute Editor and look for where it says the name of the object, this would be polycylinder, or I can go to Channel Box and click on the inputs. I can type in the number, or if I select the name, I can middle-click mouse in the window and adjust the size that way. So in the front view, I'm going to go ahead and select face and delete the top half. In the cylinder, it's a little different, but it's still pretty easy to delete. What you want to do is frame it so that you can see the top of the cylinder. I'm going to hit 6 on my keyboard to make sure it's shaded. And then I'm going to put this in face mode. Roll your mouse over one of the faces and then continue to hit delete on your keyboard. That will select all of the top ones. Now if you keep continuing, it'll start deleting the bottom ones as well, as you can see in my top view. So please be careful and make sure that you're not deleting too much when you do that. Finally, what we're going to do is put an extrude on these. I'm going to go back into object mode for these objects, and I can either go to Edit Mesh Extrude, or you can go to the tooltips, or not the tooltips, it's actually called the Show Hide Modeling Toolkit. Go ahead and hit Extrude. You can change the thickness of the object, and if it goes black, you'll know you flipped your normals. You can do that for any of the objects, but you will have to reset your extrude mode. Select Object and Extrude.